It will be Melbourne to kick off. Grant Atkins, our referee, Ash Klein in the all-important bunker seat tonight. Triple header on Fox League on this Saturday, same on Sunday. Underway, game 3 on Super Saturday. Tupou the catcher and Roosters in possession. I have a flashback to Roosters Melbourne some couple of years ago. Siwa Takiaho and Nelson Asafa-Solomona get it on after a tackle, and off they go to the bin. Quite a sensational start. Here is Wairia Hargreaves with it, and King and Kamikamitha there to meet him, and Trent Liero as well. So Roosters on their 20. Big responsibility again tonight. Sandon Smith wearing the number 7, just his 6th game of first grade. Manu has a touch there. And they've reached last tackle, sprinting out to put pressure on Smith. He only just got the kick away. Harry Grant was in the 50-metre sprint there. He was absolutely motoring.
Very
young
quick
halfback.
Yeah, very quick defensive line there for the Melbourne Storm in that opening set. Restricted the Roosters to 25 metres. Good kick in the end from Sandon Smith. Under pressure. He got 50 metres out of it.
So right in centre square, Welsh. Oh! Christian Welsh bowled over. And right at the cricket pitch area as well. Quite appropriate. That was a terrific shot.
Oh, that was a big hit. That buckled Christian Welsh. Wairia Hargreaves, the aggressor.
Now, oh, that looked a little ungainly, the take there. A lot of big defence by the Roosters in recent times has been around Jake Turpin. He seems to be a conduit to making statements in defence. Let's go down to the sideline for the first time tonight. James Hooper, lively start.
Evening, Vossi and Brandy. Evening, everybody. Perfect conditions here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Currently 19 degrees. Little bit of a breeze, not really favouring either side, just blowing across the venue. But what an absolute epic shot from Jared Wairia Hargreaves on Christian Welsh there. If the Roosters are going to break this rut that they're in at the moment, that's the type of intensity they need.
Hoops, I would think because the weather's warm, there's a bit of breeze, there wouldn't be much dew on the ground.
No dew, Brandy, correct. No dew at all.
Alrighty, and the AFL marking still notable on your screens. Swans played here Thursday night. Was a cliffhanger against the Bulldogs. Let's see if we have a cliffhanger here in the NRL tonight. Storm on their 20. And coaches, and there's a penalty. They came up. There you go. Grant Atkins has pinned a couple there. Still come in for the run.
Yeah, very aggressive. The Roosters, again. Both teams quick. Moving defensive line so far.
Let's just watch that shot again on Christian Welsh from earlier. Opportunity to see it. Look at the eyes light up. What a shot that is. Fox Ultra tonight. That's about as good as it gets. Christian Welsh's eyes, and then the impact, the moment of impact. How would you like to be on the end of that?
No.
No, I'd be now being measured up for a coffin. Storm are 38 metres away from the Roosters line, centre field. Grant takes them to the right with Munster and Hughes. And on to Big Nelson. He's had some big tackle busting stats this year. 53 tackle busts in just 11 games because he has missed a few through injury. Munster dummy. We see it early, you know it's coming. Turpin finds the answer with Collins, mate against mate tonight. Origin teammates. Grant takes them short side. Liero, offload, good control. Grant will run himself. Harry Grant trying to score and held up. Turpin's done a huge job there with a couple of mates.
We've still got a play left, Vossi. Harry Grant back out to the 10 for the last.
Smith was also involved in the tackle. Munster a bomb. Melbourne get another chance. And a great take from Billy Smith. Good football early on between these two. And the Roosters able to hang on in that set.
Yeah, here's the offload from Trent Liero. Harry Grant dummies his way into the in-goal area. Turpin comes from behind, smothers the ball. gets in a great position there, and a number of Roosters come. Keary down the sideline.
Roosters counter-attack into the Melbourne half. Some really good signs early here. Roosters goal line defence and now attack. Collins engaged there with Josh King. Back for Smith. He was heavily involved in that tackle on Harry Grant. Kick out towards Coates. Swalihi offload. Juggle.
Change over.
And just held up. That was a close call. Well done, Roosters.
Yeah, that's an impressive set from the Roosters. Joseph Swalihi taking the kick to finish it. Oh, there's Nathan Brown. Great take from Swalihi and offload as he's going to ground, but it was Luke Keary down that left touch line. Oh, Brown off the line.
Yes, that on Justin Olam too.
Oh, that hurt.
We know how hard.
I think that hurt both of them.
Justin Olam runs his 100th game tonight. Welsh has hit hard again. The front line of defence squeezed an offload away. And the Storm, as a result, get it up towards the 40-metre line. Now Grant, one-headed scoop on the front foot they go. Liero, brilliant dummy half play by Grant. Subtleties of the position. Now the quick play the ball.
He brought the ball up.
There you go.
Well, Harry Grant was out of dummy half there, off and running. Quick play the balls. Well, the green light for Harry Grant, and he's looked dangerous, hasn't he already, Vossi?
That was quite,
twice in that set.
That was quite beautiful, the play, the craft that is dummy half play. The one-handed scoop, run, pass to get players on advantage line, sees opportunity to run. He's put pressure on a kicker. He's almost scored a try. All of that in 6.5 minutes. That was the hit. Brown on Olam.
Nathan Brown. The shots so far in the opening 5 minutes, 7 minutes have been as brutal as any game we've seen this year.
So opportunity knocks here for Melbourne. 21 metres away from the Roosters line. Munster to Hugh. Oh! Big Nelson drops his lollies.
Doubles.
Slips out of those dinner plate hands of his. And that is quite the let-off for the Roosters.
Yeah, just watch Munster, Hughes, and then back on the inside. It couldn't have... You can't blame Jerome Hughes for that. That was just laid it up on a platter for him. He just couldn't handle it, Nelson.
Oh, Craig, you're one of the best. You're one of the best. He's going through the pain already. The pain, the pain. He's 375th match tonight. And you get that sort of reaction 7.5 minutes into the contest over a drop ball. Billy Smith with it for the Roosters. He lives and breathes every moment, Craig Bellamy. And Roosters back in possession, 15 metres inside their own half. Turpin and Brown attacks close to the markers. So direct attack in this set. Turpin again, Waria Hargreaves finds Liero right up in his face. And Melbourne having a little more joy slowing the ball down than the Roosters have on Melbourne, although the Roosters get a run on the right side. So Ali'i.
Turpin and Sanders combining beautifully there.
And now Keary's kick right across the face to the corner. Brilliant catch. He is on the improve, fast-tracking Will Warbrick. That's a lovely catch.
Yeah,
under pressure.
And he's got his work cut out too against Daniel Tupou, one of the best in the air. The kick was a good one. Will Warbrick winning, just getting his body in a better position and stopping Tupou making a play at the ball.
With respect to all the great fullbacks and wingers who would have played here at the SCG through, wonderful eras for the game, they didn't used to catch the ball like that, hands above head, like Warbrick just did. It is a modern-day skill in the game. And we've had some mighty wingers and fullbacks play here. Meaning to play it here for Melbourne. Back it comes for Hughes from 15 metres inside his own half. Manu with it. Back comes Joey. What will the run meters be come the end of the night? It's his second carry of the football. Now Tupou. Still sitting on 137 tries, too shy of Mini's record, Anthony Minicello. Be nice if he could do it in a home game. Daniel Tupou. Roosters on halfway. JWH again. They're up in his face. King, Welsh, Kamikamitha. And that slows the play the ball down. Turpin, left side. Keary on for Billy Smith. Almost around Remus Smith. And taken over the sideline, but penalty.
Ooh, was there a second movement in that? Remus Smith on Billy Smith. Nice little move. Billy Smith almost got around Remus. I thought he was still going. I don't know whether he'd come to a stop. Oh, yes. Yes.
It's a flop.
It was Will Warbrick on his leg, pushing his leg
right.
out.
It's a flop push.
Yeah.
It's a flop push. It's a new tackle in rugby league from Warbrick. He had played basically no role. Smith had done the work. 11 away. Roosters now chance for opening points. Their much maligned, much analysed attack. What do they offer tonight? Smith on the left, along, and Manu gets within 2 metres of the line. Hughes, Smith, Kamikamitha all there. They shorten him up a little. Warrior Hargreaves spins off Welsh. Welsh is groggy. Not sure where he copped the knock. Now to the right side, intercept. Coates, a sprint is on. Xavier Coates, he's got Keary covered, has he? He's away from Keary. Chased by Ponga. Coates has got enough. Xavier Coates for Melbourne runs 90 metres. And then a little bit of tacking to get it round closer to the posts.
Well, the Roosters look good down this right side, and it was Luke Keary who tried to lob a pass over the top to find Junior Ponga. If the pass gets over Coates, it's a Roosters try. Rhea Hargreaves spinning off the tackle from Welsh. You said Welsh was groggy. I was keeping an eye on the ball, Vossi, and it was Sandon Smith that tried to float one over the top, and Xavier Coates, 6'4", leapt in the air, pulled it out of the sky, and just had too much long-range speed for Junior Ponga and Luke Keary. Great stuff from the Queensland winger.
It's a great leap for the intercept from Coates. It was moving that ball, and he's jumped high, caught, and then goes on this sort of run. There is no shutting down early. It is full throttle all of the 90 metres for Xavier Coates, which doesn't often happen. Sometimes you can... Or often you can close it down.
20 metres short of the try line, I thought Junior Ponga had him. It looked like he was levelling up with him, but then Xavier Coates found a little bit extra to get himself into the in-goal area. And look, Sandon Smith took the odds to it. He realised that Junior Ponga was free, unmarked. Xavier Coates flying in did a remarkable job to pluck it out of the sky. You just spoke about wingers extending their hands above their heads to take balls. That's exactly what Coates did.
So Meaney has the shot. Xavier Coates hat-trick against the Roosters in round 6, and often running tonight. It's a 6-0 start for Melbourne through 13 minutes. James Hooper on the sideline.
Electric game so far, Vossi, and we know that Xavier Coates is one of the most gifted aerial specialists in the NRL, but he's also just reminded us what an absolute speed demon he is too. That's 10 tries in 14 games, and of course he backs up after another solid performance for Queensland in that loss to the Blues Wednesday night. Now there's some breaking news. That shot that we've just seen, JWH on Christian Welsh. Welsh has been forced from the field. It is a Category 2 HIA assessment. We will keep you updated.
Okay, Category 2. James will have that covered for us from the sideline.
Yeah, not surprised after seeing the replay of it in slow motion.
Yes, Fox Ultra shows you every little bit of the contact. And it was heavy on the Melbourne skipper. That's brought Tarek Sims into the game. So Storm with the ball outside their own 30. Roosters character tested. They were going okay. Now they concede points. Olam with the ball. They're all a Papua New Guinea watching tonight, celebrating Justin Olam's 100th game, and Xavier Coates, who's just as popular, scores the first try. So there'll be some celebrating done in PNG tonight. Olam, one of the best stories in our game, without question. Tupou with the ball on his 10-metre line. Roosters, good set following points from Melbourne. And they've got the Roosters on their own 20. And they get a piece of every part of Tupou there.
Well, the question will be, can the Roosters keep up the intensity defensively? And they've been terrific so far. Can they keep it up? 15 minutes into the game, they've had a 90-metre intercept try against them. Do they drop their heads, or can they keep ploughing ahead as they have been?
Well, your Hargreaves on that run, but they're not getting the quick play the balls, but they will get a penalty. That helps. Penalty just inside the 40, Roosters' end of the field.
And that's what's happened with the Roosters this year against the good sides. They've been able to go with them for a period, 20, 25, 30 minutes, even for a half of footy, but it drops away then. So the question now, 6-0 down, can they continue the aggressive nature they've started this game?
They have it inside the Melbourne Storm half here with a full set to work with. And some aggressive running. Nathan Brown knows nothing but. 30 away from the Storm line. But again, the slowing down of the play the ball. Roosters not winning the battle on the ground. Collins well and truly contained. Again, they've got him onto the deck. Little quicker that time. Smith with the ball across field. Roosters chance. Carey combining. Manu into the play, but ran out of space in the corner. And Melbourne had the numbers there. 11 now from the line. Smith and then Brown on for Carey. Out for Billy Smith. And again, Remus Smith able to make the tackle one-on-one. Last tackle, Roosters, Carey the bomber. He was under pressure. It'll come down short of the line. It bounces, and Munster, bit of luck for Melbourne there. Really, the ball has no right to find the grass a few metres out from the line like that.
There was 5 or 6 players around the ball. How someone didn't get their hands to it, and obviously the target is Joseph Swali'i, who almost got himself in and under that footy there, but Cameron Munster coming up with the bounced ball. I thought defensively, both edge shots they had at Melbourne, the Storm's defence handled it comfortably.
17 minutes into the game, pretty sure Roosters would be aware of the stat that the Fox Sports Lab boys have put together this week. Melbourne are the highest scoring side from the 20th minute to half time, that second quarter of a match. So the Roosters need to hold on here and hold on tight, or otherwise they're going to be confronted by a fair deal of scoreboard pressure. So they've got the back three there. And now Ponga links up with Swali'i. Good side. Swerve and step. Big Joseph. Centre field. Good to see him moving and beating tackles. Roosters 40 metres away from the line. Carey combining. Billy Smith. Just caught again by Remus. Smith on Smith for the third time in the game. Carey dummy and run. 10 away. Big line right. Deep right. They're all ready for it. Warrior Hargreaves goes short to his front row partner. There's still a chance on the right. Turpin, though, goes back left. Carey pokes the kick through. Slight deflection. There's Warbrick again. Cool work from the winger in his rookie season.
Best set that the Roosters have had so far this game, starting at the back with Joey Manu, identifying that they're a bit short down this right side. Ponga takes on Xavier Coates, turns it back inside to Joseph Swali'i. He goes centre field. That is a great way to start your set, and the Roosters will put pressure on the Melbourne Storm. The kick, Nat Butcher's been very good at getting on those kicks from the halves.
Short drop out, Munster, lots of height. Catches there, Roosters player was speared out of the play. And penalty is awarded, not surprisingly.
We challenge you if you don't agree with it.
Tupou, he was definitely made contact with before the ball reaches him.
He gets up high. Is it Remus Smith? Gets his hand just under the armpit there of Daniel Tupou and pulls him down.
So still on for the Roosters. Nice exchange of passing. Radley to play it. Can Victor find his best form tonight? Oh, he's like, oh boy, can he find it? He'll need to do better than that. He lost control of the ball at the play-to ball. Victor.
Well, not the sort of opportunity you want to squander, and just got tangled up in the tackle there and failed to get it to ground without losing control of it.
What's happened to Victor this year?
Victor, well,
Randy? What's happened to the ball play? He could play at his best. He could play number 7, but he just seems to have
gone out of his game, and so much so that Nathan Brown has taken over the 13 role. Victor's on an edge. Victor's playing, in the back row with the injuries to Angus Crichton and Tilly Tupanua.
So Melbourne win the scrum. Roosters let the Storm off the hook there. So let the second 20 minutes begin. And alarm bells if Melbourne get on a roll. You've been warned. Storm on their 20. Grant and Eisenhuth. Little milestone for Tom tonight. 50th NRL game. So we've got Remus Smith playing his 100th. Olam his 100th. And Eisenhuth his 50th. And Melbourne probably like to be seen as the milestone game kings. They do put a lot of importance on it. Grant kicks from inside the 40. On the fingertips of Manu to bring it back. Big Melbourne chase there. Even Joey can't find a way through that line of defence. 50 inside their own half. Manu was a little slow to his feet there. Played by Ponga. Now Warrior Hargreaves is over halfway. Still no sign of Christian Welsh for Melbourne. Early setback if he's ruled out of the game. Brown, and good shot on Collins. That was Big Nelson and Eisenhuth waiting there. Keary on the left. In comes Smith. Unloads to Tupou. Kick and snaffled by Jerome Hughes on the run.
Well, incredibly too. Daniel Tupou, he got a piece of that ball. Jerome Hughes just pushing back in cover defence. He did it was a great reflex take by the halfback. And just to shut down that left touchline raid from the Roosters. Just watch Tupou gets the ball back. That's an incredible take. He got to him really quick.
He's caught a bullet. Jerome Hughes.
And get a penalty to the Melbourne Storm just to get themselves out of their own end. Even though the Roosters find themselves down 6-0, they've had the better of field position and slightly better possession, Vossi.
Well, they've had the only line break of the game so far. They've had 56% of the ball, but haven't been able to post points, and it's been their problem all season. It's not just a one-off. It has beset them throughout the year.
Well, that was promising. That move down the left side. It's been a great battle between Billy Smith and Remus Smith down that touchline. Almost creating a chance there was Daniel Tupou.
Now Munster showing it right out at the end of the arm. Keeping the defence guessing. Here he is, a dummy half Munster. Wide ball for Grant. A bit of ball play as well. King, Hughes, inside. They've got Nelson's measure for the moment. Warrior Hargreaves there with Radley. Now the Storm from 20 metres out. The kick right across to the corner. Ponga. There was a Melbourne Storm player. Coates never got anywhere near the ball. He ended up on the ground.
Yeah, I was watching the run of Coates too. I think he ran into the back of Joseph Swali'i, who did not move off his line. No penalty warranted there the Storm's way.
Joseph Swali'i there, lifted. He hit the line, was still able to make a few post-contact metres, not easily done. Tupou with the ball. And now Turpin for a scurry of his own. Grant-like, back for Warrior Hargreaves. Good low tackle there by King. It'll be the kick from the young halfback. Smith goes long. Just 20 years of age, Sandon Smith. This is a big test coming up against Jerome Hughes and Cameron Munster tonight. And a brilliant run back now. Meaney able to beat a couple of defenders. And on play 2, they're inside the Roosters half.
He's had a great season, Nick Meaney. filling in for Ryan Pappenhausen, and has done a great job for the Melbourne Storm at the back.
Now Eisenhuth gets rolled over by Keary, who was looking to strip the ball away. Thought he had it for a moment. Grant to Hughes. Inside it goes. Munster finds no one. Too low for Nelson to stoop. He just let it, well, with respect, he let it go past. He's going to come down from a high step ladder. Now Hughes goes on the edge. Liero can't offload. Last tackle Melbourne. Good sign Welsh returning to the bench for the Storm. Harry Grant, short side, Munster, a dink. It's not a great kick. It's fielded by Manu, and the Roosters have possession.
You know, if it was 10 feet higher, Vossi, it would have given Xavier Coates some time to get there and contest the ball against Joey Manu. Just didn't get the height necessary. Still not a bad position to hand the ball back to the Roosters.
So Roosters coming out of trouble. And Fahu White on that run off the bench. You've got Wong and White on the bench tonight, with Egan Butcher and Brandon Smith returning as well. When does Brandon Smith get minutes on the field? Keary kicks close to the sideline, over the sideline from Keary. We'll go down to the sideline, James Hooper. It's all good news on Christian Welsh?
Yeah, Christian Welsh has passed that Category 2 HIA assessment, Bossy, so he's currently on the bench and ready to be re-injected.
All right, and movement on the Roosters bench. Brandon Smith is on his feet, we can tell you. At the SCG, we call from high up in the Barongal stand. We are like a drone commentary position. We're that high up. But you certainly see it all. Melbourne with the ball now. 9 metres inside Roosters half. King, the unfashionable 13 for Melbourne. Grant and Hughes, and now Munster out the back for Olam to take on Swali'i. Almost runs over the top of him. Joseph does well to hang on to a leg. And there's a mistake at the end of it, so the Roosters have done well.
On the scrum, Luke.
You're right, Swali'i ended up on the ground. Justin Olam over the top of him, but the help from another couple of Roosters has seen Justin Olam come up with an error. Junior Ponga in there. Sandon Smith.
He's game the number 7. He has a crack. Not easy to get draw a mistake out of Justin Olam. But they've done it there. He's had 6 runs of the football tonight, Justin. Very busy. Roosters from the scrum win. Smith's going through a passing drill on the sideline at the moment for the Roosters. He played over 50 minutes at Wentworth Park last week in the New South Wales Cup.
Play on.
Now Manu with the ball off a quick tap. Oh no, Joey. Wasn't the hamstring, he just tripped over.
Right in the middle of the pitch area.
Yes, the centre square for the AFL in the cricket pitch area. Now Smith, and on the edge, there is Radley. Olam was the first defender. Munster wraps his arms around the ball. With it is Brown, build up is good. Keary, then Manu onto Smith. Hughes across there this time with Remus Smith to make the tackle. 4 tackles down Roosters. Yet another opportunity. Brown offloads. Turpin did the same. Butcher. Now the opportunity is right side. But a swamping tackle there. Shut the play down. It was Liero making the tackle on Smith. On the last, Radley's ball over the sideline.
Yeah, not much room down there. There are 3 Roosters players, Junior Ponga, Joseph Swali'i going with Victor Radley, but very little room. He's tried to pop one. Plenty of defence there.
Christian Welsh back on the field. Not often you see that, a player pass to himself over the sideline. Radley was passed the ball and chased it. He got to it, but he was over the sideline. So Melbourne back in possession. Just the one try tonight. 90-metre intercept from Xavier Coates. That's the only 4-pointer. Melbourne and attacking down the right, played out by Tupou.
Knock on,
Well,
Roosters.
his decision to come off his wing, he had to make a play at the ball. Otherwise, Will Warbrick's down that right touchline. So Daniel Tupou just coming up with a defensive play there, just to make sure the pass didn't reach its target. But the Storm will start their set in a better position. Just over the 30-metre line now.
Okay, is Turpin going to be replaced? Does he stay on? Brandon Smith play the role of running forward on return?
I think from the work he did on the sideline, he comes on and plays dummy half, Vossi. That's
Now Melbourne almost getting away. Oh, Ponga had a chance. He needed to pick that one up. Melbourne have got the ball back. 5 minutes inside the half. He didn't seem overly committed, the young winger. Olam with it for the Storm. And they get a full set to work with inside the Roosters half. Brandon Munster. Just another run. Some more toil for King. Centre ground. Threatening to post a second try perhaps here. Meaney, left side, good defence. So Ali'i there, one-on-one on Liero. Coates to Grant. Welsh, who's returned to good offloading form lately. He's doubled his season offload tally in the last month. Played within himself through the opening of the season. Hughes kick, Tupou turns, Manu with a low take. Close to the ground. A threatening kick, but the Roosters had the answer. But they start another set close to their own line. Watch the work again of Manu.
awkward bounce on the ball there. Beautifully picked up Joey Manu off his toes.
Melbourne have completed 15 of 17 sets so far tonight. Not giving the Roosters too much cheap ball. And now Roosters with it inside their 30.
Go back and play it. 2 tackles in a row. You're not to come in and push him forward. Go back.
Oh, there's Brandon
That's
Smith,
it,
who is playing dummy half.
There you go. Up if you're going to push him from behind.
Well, how about we
Tackle
just
forward,
rule
try and-
penalty? I applaud the referee for pulling it up, but how about we just go penalty? Won't that stamp it out? The practice of pushing ball carriers forward. Smith on the outside.
Oh, he took a shot then, Luke Keary. It was Remus Smith off the line.
Smith with a kick. Keary has some concussion history against Melbourne. Round 14 last year. And now Meaney with the ball. And that's a good kick and chase from the Roosters. Good result at the end of that set.
Yeah, here's the pass from Keary, and it was Remus Smith jamming in. Didn't look like there was any head contact there, but certainly rocked Luke Keary. Stayed on the ground for a little time, but he's up and about now.
Storm on their 30. Grant for Welsh. There's that offload. Turn and pass. He wasn't doing that early in the season. And King on yet another run. Almost back to halfway. Harry Grant. Welsh another run. Now Hughes. Had them turned around there for a moment. Last tackle Storm. With one of their kickers out of play. Munster steps up. His left footer will bring young Ponga into the play. He's with it. Junior Ponga. And back he comes. He copped one maybe across the head. The way he went to ground. Play on the call. Now Keary. Tupou. Oh, offload. Keary explodes. Too quick for his teammates. It all unfolded in the blink of an eye and there was no support. Billy Smith couldn't keep up with Keary. He was motoring. Smith across field. Needs a straight runner. No one gets close. He's tackled 9 metres away from the line. Radley a dummy half. Roosters with 3 tackles left in the set. Manu back across to Keary again, then kept alive. They won't need the set. Tupou, the giraffe, is over in the corner. It ruled set restart for inside the 10. But still the Roosters on the back of a big charge downfield, sweeping right, sweeping left. And Tupou finishes it.
Well, that's the sort of footy you expect from the Roosters. We haven't seen much of it this year. The pass from Keary wraps around Daniel Tupou, does a great job to get one arm free, an offload to his 5'8". You're right, he was too quick for anyone else in the Roosters lineup. No support there. Billy Smith got there late. They come right, then back to the left. Set restart was called as they were passing the ball. Beautiful stuff. And Tupou, who started it at the other end of the field with a great offload, scores in the corner. Manu ball playing quick hands from Butcher. Smith to Tupou into the corner. That's the Rooster way, Andrew.
138th try now for Daniel Tupou. And in his most recent game here at the SCG, he came up with a try double as well. So this could be the night. Foundation Club, 1908. Anthony Minicello is the try-scoring record holder. And Tupou is now just one behind. Look at that. That top five that includes the name of Dave Brown with 93 tries.
But when we were talking about the Roosters and lack of tries so far this year, that's only their 45th try. I think the Tigers scored 46. Daniel Tupou, that's only his 5th try this season. You know, for a man that will break soon the try-scoring record.
But tonight you've seen, like all the build-up's good. There's been things there, but they just, is it the confidence to finish off? What is the missing link to this Roosters attack?
I think if anyone knew the answer to that, the Roosters would be sitting higher than what they are. That's individually, as a team, it's just not happening for them this year. But tell you what, that was a pretty good set they put together then.
Swali'i back as first choice kicker. 20th shot for the year from the sideline. Joseph just to the side. 2-point ball game. Just under 6 minutes remaining first half.
And we have got a ball game on our hands, Super Saturday. Luke Keary, the Sydney Roosters 5'8", the man who has ignited the attack there, and he had to wear a shot only moments earlier. You'll see this bang, heavy contact from Remus Smith on Luke Keary, but the Roosters champion number 6, he is closing in on 200 games, the Hills District Bulls Junior, and he has recovered to then lay on a brilliant piece of attack, slice the Melbourne Storm open, and Daniel Tupou inching closer to Anthony Minicello.
Another amazing shot from the Fox Ultra. Camera here. I mean, you show that. You show that to the Americans who watch the NFL with all the pads. You watch that contact. That'll get us into Vegas, baby. They're going to love that. What about tomorrow here on Fox League? The Sunday ticket. Our coverage will start at 1:30. Warriors and Sharks. 4 o'clock, it's the Dolphins and the Panthers. And at 6, exclusive to Fox League, Eels and Titans from CommBank. I think it could be a high-scoring Sunday on Fox League. Plenty of tries and post-try celebrations. Now Butcher with the ball, short of halfway. Last tackle it is for the Roosters, always important. Get to the kick after points. Keary goes long. And Meaney with it for Melbourne. He's probably overdue a try. Meaney, almost away. Oh, they got obstruction. Well, there you go.
Sandon Smith can't get straight at him because of here.
Right, Sandon Smith has to take a different line to try and make the tackle on Nick Meaney. A massive call here. Oh, gee, it's difficult for
very fast
for a player returning, trying to go back and get behind the ball after a kick. And all of a sudden your fullback's coming your way. It's very hard to move, and Munster just stood still.
That's right, and Meaney just followed the same. Didn't change his path at all.
Here's your mark, Joseph.
What would be the ruling in the schoolyard there, Brandy?
Play on.
Play on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, apply the schoolyard rule. Swali'i will take the shot here, 19 metres out. See, that's not good for Craig Bellamy's blood pressure, stuff like that. That is not good for Craig's blood pressure. Grant Atkins needs to know that. Craig is explaining exactly what is wrong with the world there. He's got the 40-second diatribe.
Do you think it's all directed to the referee and the decision, or is it...
He's just saying, when I was at, where was his school out Bathurst Way?
Portland.
It was on Portland Primary. That's play on. I remember. So this for 6-all. We love you, Craig. Swali'i with a shot. He's hooked.
Oh, boy.
Hit badly. Well, there's been some great hooks played at the SCG. That's not one of them. 6-4 scoreline, Melbourne over the Roosters. Even Sam thought that was crap.
Sam Walker.
That wasn't good, was it? That doesn't fill you with confidence for the rest of the night. You missed, fair enough, the miss from the sideline, but that was not
that's very kickable.
That wasn't a great shot. And it could be tight. Every kick vital. And even then, the fact that the Roosters went for goal for 6-all rather than full set inside the 20. Now they're back inside their own half. And again with White on the run. Smith yet to have a real dash at them against his former club. 107 games in his time with Melbourne. Smith for Keary. Keary goes out the back. Smith's got them turned around. One-handed carry. Closed out, 20 away from the line. Play 4 done. Roosters, big line again. They're getting in position quick. I'll grant them that. Right across field. Now Joseph gets another run. Stands up Olam. Last tackle, Swalihi, and they go right side Radley. Ponga had nowhere to go.
Well, there's a lot of Melbourne Storm defence there. That's a couple of times down this end. They've tried the short side and it just hasn't produced anything.
Victor not at his creative best necessarily. Melbourne in a corner. That's under 90 seconds on the clock. Roosters, you'd have to say, have had the better in the run of play, but are down by 2. Not significantly better, but you would say overall, and there'd be numbers to back that up as well. Run metres, they've run for almost 200 metres more than the Storm tonight.
Yep, 3 line breaks to 1. The Roosters' way.
Now Grant. Grant, offload. Always a threat, another offload, no. Last tackle, so Roosters will get the ball for the last set of the half as Munster drives long. Ponga underneath it. Manu hasn't had a huge night, but he sort of creeps up on you. He's had 12 runs for 127 metres. It doesn't feel like he's starred necessarily. Tupou with the ball. That's his 10th carry for the night. Have they got a chip over the top trick shot? Keary, left side. Manu with it. Lovely check. G moves well. Manu with a carry, just didn't offload. Now play the ball. Well, dummy half would have been handy. And Butcher is caught there. Final seconds. Keary might take a snap. He's put himself in 2-point zone here. He gets it. He gets a bludger. And now Smith gets it. He takes a shot. While accurate, it comes down short. Coates gets it. That was one of the worst dummy half passes you'll ever see.
Where was Brandon Smith on the play the ball before that? There was no dummy half and then a terrible pass to finish the half.
All right, well, there we have it. First half between Melbourne and a desperate Sydney Roosters. Just a try apiece and 1 goal the difference on a Super Saturday night at the SCG. Half time, it's the Storm 6, the Roosters 4. Lose and find yourself 4 points out of the 8. Second half underway at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Fans spread right around the ground. A number of areas closed off for the public, so it gives you a deceiving impression, but it's a pretty decent crowd. As I say, well spread out. Sims on the run there for Melbourne. Roosters used all bar Josh Wong in the first half. Melbourne still have Tyron Wishart fit and healthy, ready to go in the second half. Didn't see any game time in the opening 40. Now Hughes takes them right, and the battle of Smith and Smith continues. Billy makes the tackle on Remus there. Eisenhuth with it. And offload, then lost by Meany. A mistake by Melbourne on a night where their completion rate has been 85%.
Yeah, not the way you want to start the second half. Just the push pass. It was a tough one for Nick Meany to pull in. Came at him very quickly. So advantage Roosters. Right on halfway. That was Eisenhuth. Just went to his inside left hand.
Roosters scrum feed here, 5 metres inside their own half. Craig's making notes early in the second half after that. And now Swalihi's had some moments in the game. He's gone okay tonight, but they probably need even more involvement now. Playing in the centres tonight. 40 away from the Melbourne line. Keary, he's still the main man with Manu. Keary and Manu, they're the most likely to unlock the Melbourne defence. Brandon Smith takes them away left. There's Keary again, digging deep into the line.
See the speed, just got him past the markers and across the front of the A defender, just trying to look for space for his runners.
Didn't get the best ball there. And lovely turn back in the inside. Butcher only just held by Eisenhuth. 10 away, last tackle Roosters. Big chance for first points of the second half. Swalihi got it back, dropped there by Radley. It just hasn't been Victor's night and Melbourne have possession. No advantage to Melbourne there.
No advantage, markers up.
Well, he got up above everyone, Joseph Swalihi. The kick from Sandon Smith was a good one. What a leaper he is. And Victor would have been some sort of pass if he was able to get it out.
Yeah, that's sort of leap. You're sure he's headed to the right code.
Well, yeah, that's very impressive set putt from the Roosters. Luke Keary involved heavily during that set and causing some problems for the Melbourne Storm defence.
Let's take the halftime report on the sideline. James Hooper.
Speaking of that Melbourne Storm defence, Brandy, that's what Craig Bellamy really emphasised at halftime. He wants more urgency on their edge defence, specifically that right side. We have seen Luke Keary have some success down there. For Trent Robinson, he was reasonably happy. Continue winning the field position battle and execute slightly better.
Just saw there, Christian Welsh, his third offload of the night. It's quite amazing how his offloading form has suddenly returned. It's great to see. Now Hughes, long bomb down the throat of Tupou with it. Next try for Daniel equals the club record. He's offloading 12 out from his own line and Manu with it. Roosters 15 away from their own line, starting the set. At no point have they led the game. May pay the price. I hope that isn't the case, but may pay the price for Swalihi's goal-kicking misses. Wong getting ready to come on for the Roosters in his second first-grade match. So an early change, second half, just 4 minutes in. As Keary goes across field, Smith floats it out to Tupou. Plenty of Melbourne jerseys in the frame there. Keep an eye on the number 16, Josh Wong. There's a decoy runner there. Butcher passed off the deck. Play on, Smith. Play on, Radley. Last line of defence. Play on, Smith now. Roosters having a real crack. Radley then back in support. Keary directing the troops. Last tackle Roosters. Big rush from them. Keary kicks, looking for Smith. Batted back. Play on now. Nat Butcher held by the Melbourne defence. Yet another big attacking rush by the Roosters, yet still just the one try they've scored tonight.
Yeah, scramble's been great from the Melbourne Storm defence, but Trent Robinson has to be happy with what his side's thrown up in attack. Couple of great sets. That one, 2 big plays to get down the other end of the field. Some nice ball movement out to Daniel Tupou on the left and then right through the middle of the field. The Roosters causing Melbourne some problems. They will crack them again, and if they do, I can see an early try from the Roosters in this half.
It is now 5 line breaks to 1 from the Roosters. Good run, Welsh. There's another offload. Christian Welsh, Liero does the same. Grant goes long, Hughes to Eisenhuth, and then not the best from Tom. Warbrick goes back for it, beats one, crossfield, and a good recovery mission there from Will Warbrick. So game going up a cog here. Alec McDonald on the run for Melbourne. Back right side for Hughes again to do the long bomb. Towering kick. Back is Manu for the Roosters. Threatened to pass long there. I think Junior Pong was rather happy he didn't throw the pass. He'll get his chance now to run. Ponga And Roosters only now getting back on side, but the penalty will help the cause. That is what we call a piggyback.
6-3 penalties the Roosters' way. This one handy after the Roosters have put together some very impressive play in the opening few sets of this half.
On halfway on play one and beyond. Wong had 26 minutes on his debut a fortnight ago against Manly. Did some good things at the Rugby League World Cup in the off-season with Fiji. Now Brown, just inside the 40, Melbourne's end of the field. Roosters trail by 2. Here is Smith, and Keary floats it over the top. And then Tupou, only a man of his height, could pull that in.
Didn't he do well before he tippy-toed on the sideline there? He threw it back in before he put a foot on the touchline. Very fortunate, and well done, Daniel Tupou. Very tough situation.
Lets the Roosters play out the set. They've still got a couple of tackles here. Smith swings it back left. Manu, there it is. That big step. And straighten. Eisenuth finished him off last tackle. What's the target this time? It's Keary. Oh, it copped a big reflection. Charge down's the call. And Melbourne get to the ball. The Roosters not desperate enough. Bellamy loves that. There's Welsh getting to the ball. Saw that a few weeks ago. The match against the Tigers. They scrambled to every loose ball.
Gee, they got to Luke Keary very, very quickly. Tarek Sims all over him.
So Melbourne on their 20. Donald playing just his 9th game for the year. Welsh gets his 2nd stint on the sideline for the night. Offload Melbourne. Harry Grant, then Hughes off balance. Quickly corrects that. And a pretty strong tackle from Billy Smith right on halfway. Now Grant, oh, set restart. Ruck infringement by the Roosters. It's gone well since half time, but haven't posted points. And now they've gifted another set to Melbourne. Oh, they give another one away. Butcher doing the waterbed treatment on Munster. So full set here for Melbourne, 31 metres away from the Roosters line. Harry Grant, up he goes, right up on the advantage line to Wallop. That sets it up right side. They got Big Nelson standing out on the centres. Keary looking at him thinking this will be my worst nightmare. Here's Hughes. They go out the back. Meany with speed. Meany flag. Oh, the finish. Warbrick. He's becoming a regular at scoring. He was turned around.
No try. I think there's an instruction on Luke Keary.
Oh, and still stretched out, but they will check obstruction.
Yeah,
I reckon the put down's okay.
Not sure what happened on the inside, Vossi. Nick Meany got around Billy Smith. There wasn't much room to work with. Remus Smith coming through. Jerome Hughes takes him to the line.
Luke Keary's in
Does he take out Luke Keary?
Remus Smith runs at the outside shoulder of Luke Keary, which interferes with him. It
Yeah, that's the end of that.
denies him the chance to come across and compete in the play. We have a decision.
He did get around Billy Smith, Nick Meany, and you could always debate whether Keary gets there, but given no chance to slide across. So that's an easy one for the bunker to determine.
I'll also say Keary did not take a dive. He stayed desperate rather than just hope the referee and the bunker pick it up. He tried his very best to get around the outside of Smith, but I don't think even the most ardent Melbourne fan would disagree on the replay with that. So Warbrick's work will not be recorded.
Come forward, come forward.
Come forward, boys. Come forward, they're saying. Come on, walk forward, that's it.
Well done. Good stuff. Good commentary too, Brandy. Wong there with the ball on the 40-metre line. Happy to go with Josh, he tells us, rather than Siwa. And now Brown. Back in with Butcher. And this time Smith gets them forward with Brown. Oh, rocked. Nelson Asifa Solomona on the kid playing his second game in first grade. You've just earned your badge of honour.
I think Josh Wong, I think he wore a shot like that in game number 1 too when he was just on the field.
His first run. Roosters offload again. Little kick. Smith intercepted there. The kick by Meaney. And he's run around the back of Nelson Asifa Solomona. Did we not see one similar to that in the first half? Pulled up penalty. Now Hughes. They're full of running the Melbourne Storm. Here it is, the shot.
Big Nelson just leant into it.
Yeah,
huge body.
130k.
Nick Meaney runs the Storm out of trouble, cleaning up the kick.
Hughes and Munster combine. Liero knows to keep feeding it along. Olam, a little bit of early ball. Taking on Swali'i. Fourth tackle down. Storm 25 away from the line. Munster right across. Hughes, runners there. Then for Smith. He's left Billy behind. Billy's got the ball in an offside position.
Picked up in front.
He couldn't resist. Well, picked up in front, only by 7 or 8 metres, I reckon.
It came to him pretty quick. It'd be very hard to just let that one roll past. I think it went straight into his hands, actually, off a Daniel Tupou touch.
Okay, now Victor Radley's about to be put on report, we're told, for an elbow on Cameron Munster. So Melbourne with the ball. He's never far from trouble, is he, Victor? Sims to play it here, 15 metres out from the line. Grant, Hughes, inside ball, McDonald. Roosters defence needs to find a way to repel the Storm here. 2-point game. Munster just drops it off. They're hitting the line hard. Big tackle made there by Brandon Smith. Oh, hitting the line hard. Hughes has almost run over the dead ball line. He was flying through. And the Roosters defence sliced and diced.
They've looked a bit shaky out in this left side, the Roosters defensively, and the Storm, fortunate or unfortunate for them, haven't been able to crack them. They've looked likely a few times, but that one, Luke Keary had his eyes on a player on the outside of Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes just accelerated into a bit of space that was offered. Look, there's Butcher. Look at the distance between those two players. Keary had to head infield to try and stop Jerome Hughes. So the gap between Keary and Nat Butcher inside him was about 7 metres. No wonder Jerome Hughes accelerated, because he could see this huge hole.
The spacing of defence and your own goal line. It's not like Melbourne went there with a set play. The play was presented to them.
That's one off the ruck too.
Yes.
Like Jerome Hughes isn't standing out wide. He's standing almost, a couple of metres to the right of the ruck. He just realised that the space on offer was rare and certainly something that he could take advantage of.
Oh, that's alarming
like they've just been hanging on down this left side, haven't they? Billy Smith, Storm really worrying this side of the Roosters' defence, but 10-4 soon to become 12-4. Lots of time left, and the Roosters have looked good.
We will show you
this
the
half.
Victor Radley incident in a moment. Watching on Fox League, this is what came to the attention of the referee, obviously via the bunker. But it is an elbow by Victor Radley. And here it was, just raised very high. It's not really a fend, is it? There it is there.
Well, we've seen a few of those this year, haven't we?
Seen a few, yeah, just today we've seen a few. Under scrutiny, one on Toby Sexton earlier today in the Broncos game against the Bulldogs. So Melbourne now lead by 8. And a reminder too, the NRLW season is back bigger and better. 4 new teams. You don't want to miss these epic contests.
Come on, mate.
Head to nrl.com/tickets to secure your seats today. It all gets underway next weekend. And tickets available through nrl.com. Roosters now conceding a penalty. I said at one stage of the first half, Roosters just have to hang on tight. Now they really have to a side with their scoring average cannot fall behind by more than where they are now.
They can't afford another try.
No.
That's what they're staring at the moment. Nathan Brown penalised for just holding down too long. Remus Smith with the tap. Who runs into the Roosters' defence.
So Roosters averaging 16 points a game this year. At the moment, Melbourne have 12 on the board. And they're 40 metres away from their line. Super Saturday here on Fox League at the SCG. How ruthless can the Storm be? Harry Grant to Cameron Munster. Still looking for his headline moment. Hughes to Asifa Solomona. He put up the bumper bar there. Just outside the 20. Now Meaney drifts across to the left side, attended his way. Munster with it, kicks over the top. Here comes Coates. It runs out and maybe play on. Sprinting at top speed.
Coates' legs are playing on.
Xavier Coates. Atkins has a try. Bunker will have the final say, but he is sent off the legs. Is the impression of the man in the middle.
Yeah, unless there's a touch of the hand, which I didn't see live, Vossi. This will be a try to Xavier Coates. Munster just drops it over the defensive line. Ponga makes a play at the ball. I don't think there's a touch from Xavier Coates. This angle will show it much clearer. I think he just misses it completely.
Yeah.
And it comes off his thigh, and unless it's brushed his arm or his forearm as it comes down in between him.
Well, it's come off his groin.
Well,
I mean, if you want to know where it hit, it hasn't hit the arm. And it's play on, and the put down is fine, and Melbourne have gone bang, bang, and could be leading by 14 points in a moment.
Yeah, off the back of the penalty. Great play from the Storm. He gets some field position, kick early in the set. Ponga's going backwards. He can't make a clean play at the ball. He had his chances, but it was a tough one. And a little bit of luck going Xavier Coates' way. Ball comes off his body, no, not his hand or his arm. And they lead 16-4.
And there you have it. Coates a hat-trick earlier in the season. Wouldn't that be something if he goes hat-trick in the same year against the Roosters? Because he actually hasn't had a vintage try-scoring season. It's good to see him now reach double figures tonight, but he's well off the pace set by so many others. Get to see Micah Sevo tomorrow night. Brandy, how about this stat? Never has Micah gone 4 games in a row in his career without scoring a try, but he's sitting on 3 games without. Is it going to be a big Sevo night tomorrow night on Fox League?
I'm with you. I think there's going to be plenty of points scored tomorrow night.
Yes. There's one for you, and Meaney's kicking is spot on, and just like that, it is Melbourne 18, Roosters 4. The tall timber returns, but James Hooper, the Roosters, under even more pressure now.
Yeah, with the season on the line, we know how critical it was for the Sydney Roosters to try and stay in touch with that top 8 this evening, Vossi. And with the Storm leading 18-4, Roosters coach Trent Robinson has turned to his big guns. He's got the front row enforcers straight back out there. It's Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. It's Lindsay Collins. What can they produce? They need to sharpen the attack.
It's still amazing, James. Brandy, a team is down by 14, yet lead the line break count 6-2.
They couldn't have started the second half any better. The sets that they put together early in the second half, you thought it was only a matter of time before they do get across the stripe and add to their 4 points. Well, they've got a chance here now. Trent Liero dropping the ball.
There's Carey, captain checking in if they want to challenge it. They had quite a conversation.
I'll tell you what.
Jeez, they went outside the 10. They were waiting for the replay. They were all standing.
You can't
look at the big screen. That's not how it works.
We got a captain's challenge from Melbourne. Original decision was not.
Oh, no. 10 seconds, and they definitely waited for the replay. They brought together a little committee meeting.
I think they might get a result.
Lely has gone back towards the ball and with intent to strip has taken the ball out with 2 players in the tackle.
But they waited until they watched the replay and then said challenge.
Yeah.
We'll challenge. Now we're confident.
Come on, we got to get that right. We can't. It's a big screen, and they were all standing there watching it like it was movie night. They just get out the beanbags, watch the replay, have some popcorn, and then challenge. Anyway,
And they've won it.
Yeah, and they run it. Well, the decision's right in the end.
Yeah.
Melbourne come back with the ball, 18-4. Did I tell you before, Roosters, hang on? This is very big. Right at the moment, live ladder, Roosters are sitting 14th. 14th. They're in the bottom 4. McDonald on the run. 37 metres away from the Roosters line. Grant's rare caught a dummy half by Nat Butcher there. He's had another big night, Harry Grant, backing up from Origin. Same can be said of Munster. Always busy. Harry Grant, by the way, in his workload is 30 tackles, which is a game high for either side. Unchanged minutes. Maybe Tyron Wishart will get a chance at dummy half a little later. Here is Grant going again. Markers offside. Set, restart. Collins now hurt. Oh, Collins is in big pain here. Around the neck or collarbone. Lindsay Collins has stayed down. Melbourne 7 metres away from the line. It was a slow play, the ball. King in front of the posts.
And he's in trouble, Lindsay Collins.
Now the clock stops. So this was the attempted tackle on Harry Grant, but ooh, I can only think Waria Hargreaves has played a role in that.
Hard to say exactly where. He looked like he was grabbing his shoulder, Mossy, but now he's sitting up.
Yeah,
That was a neck.
Might have just started to burn, and
Yep, they're good signs.
suddenly you lose the feeling. Only just back on, as we saw. Now he's up on his feet. Okay, Collins back into the play.
Yeah, he's
That's
way
quite
too
the
deep.
recovery.
So that approach, no good. So I go to you, because then I can listen. 3.
This is still massive pressure on the Roosters here. It's season pressure. It's 18 points to 4. With just over 20 remaining. Melbourne looking to pepper the line again. To Hughes and Munster. There's support on the outside. Liero doesn't offload. Radley had a leg. 5 from the line. Melbourne, Munster holds it up. The defence up in the face of McDonald. Now they're set right and left. Great change of idea. Hughes step on the last tackle. Will Melbourne get it wrong there? Total mix-up at a dummy half. There's a lot of words exchanged there. Someone didn't do their job there.
Yeah, Harry Grant not sure which way to go. Got a late call from Jerome Hughes down the right side, down the short side. Certainly not their best set. And the Roosters will breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, still in the game, 18-4, but have to score next and then probably have to score the one after that as well. That's how big the assignment is at the moment. Just the 1 4-pointer tonight, scored by Daniel Tupou for the Roosters. Smith and Keary, cut out ball. Smith, oh, Billy cut down in the tackle of Warbrick. Now Keary, centre field, Brown and Smith, line ball, Radley, caught by Sims and Munster. Last tackle Roosters, no line breaks this set. Kick from Smith. Now they'd love a Melbourne mistake this time around, and no challenge. Meaney with the ball. Nick Meaney's also run for over 100 metres tonight. Joey Manu sitting on 17 runs for 172 metres. 5 tackle busts. They need Joey to go next level if they're to get up and win this one. Another hard charge by Warbrick. Kamikamica straight back into the action. To halfway, quick play the ball. You know what happens next. You've seen that before. Grant takes off for 10. And Munster follows his 9, then offloads. Hughes with it. A try scorer in the second half. Hughes kicks. Here comes the chasers. Tupou goes back. and bats the ball dead into the fence with Warbrick bearing down and Remus Smith.
Some outstanding footy there from the Melbourne Storm, and all off the back of offloads. Cameron Munster offloading, Harry Grant with a long ball out to Jerome Hughes, and a beautifully weighted grubber kick from about 30 metres out, twisting towards the corner post, favouring Will Warbrick. Tupou gets there just in time to knock it dead. There's an air of desperation about this for the Roosters.
Yeah, and have to go short drop out. They need the ball back here. They're up competing, but Warbrick too good for them. Melbourne have it 18 metres away from the line. Now the Roosters fans are getting white knuckles hanging on.
Oh, he's through.
Oh, straight through! McDonald! McDonald!
Lindsay, let go!
He was like Steve Jackson for Canberra, 89 grand final. Back it goes, Hughes, short pass, Roosters, regroup. Radley with a tackle on King. 5 from the line, Grant, Kamikamitha. Roosters goal line defence, under the pump. It's a blast furnace out there for them. Hughes, Asifa Solomona.
Good legs tackle there, Nat Butcher.
It was important. Grant Tubby, he's too good. The craftsmanship of Harry Grant seizing opportunity. He's been great tonight and scores another one for Melbourne. That's 3 in a row.
Yeah, and Alec McDonald went awfully close. Just look at the footwork here. Number 19 came onto the bench as a late replacement, gets around, almost gets to the try line. Lindsay Collins makes the stop. Asifa Solomona bulldozes his way, quick play the ball. Harry Grant, green light, run through Collins, past Warrior Hargreaves, beats Joey Manu across the try line.
Oh.
And Harry Grant, power.
Now, Warrior Hargreaves will be copping a fine for a trip. I don't know how many fines Jared's allowed to have, actually. But he's gone the trip. I mean,
It's all leg,
he can fund the economy of a small country, can't he, now, with all the fines he's paid? I mean, that's an attempted trip by Jared. Hopelessly wrong-footed. And he is on report. So, Jared, put the credit card back on. It's another one. It's another fine. I don't know, maybe he's past the fine stage, but he definitely has to be charged for that.
Well, it's all fallen apart, hasn't it, for the Roosters?
Unbelievable.
And they started the second half, they were down 6-4, that's all. There was only a 2-point difference at the break, and they opened up with a couple of fantastic sets, opened up the Melbourne Storm a number of times, but just couldn't get a try out of it, and then it's fallen apart. 53rd minute, Jerome Hughes a try. 56, Xavier Coates. 64, Harry Grant. They've added the conversions. There's the work from Grant. Boy, he's strong. Like, that's 2 front rowers and Joey Manu he's gone through to score that try.
Okay, that's a post-try celebration. That'll do. Great to see the Melbourne fan contingent here as well tonight. Harry Grant, 32 tackles. Yes, highest tally of any player across the two sides. Roosters go short kick-off.
It's gone horribly wrong.
And it's gone a metre in distance. And it is a penalty centre of halfway. Unravelling now the Roosters. They're being plucked here, the Roosters.
And this is exactly as what's happened to the Roosters all season.
Yep.
They can be good for 30 minutes, but if they're playing a good side, they get towed up. They get beaten comfortably, which is happening right now. If they play a side that's around where they're sitting on the ladder, which is 14th at the moment, well, it's a battle. And generally, when you look at the results, it's been a 1 or 2 point battle where they've got to win against the sides that were unfancied and no one saw those sides they're beating by a point or 2 as top 8 sides.
Yes.
I don't have the answers, but Cooper Cronk and Mal Meninga will have the answers after full time.
Okay, might be on air till midnight on Fox League, explaining what's happened to the Roosters. Asifa Solomona on the run, and nothing that happens tomorrow on the Sunday ticket. The 3 matches we have for you: Warriors, Cronulla Dolphins, Penrith, Parramatta, Titans. Roosters are going to be bottom 4 at the end of this round. They are 14th. Nothing will change it tomorrow when you watch the matches unfold on Fox League. Here's King. Surely not a 4th try in a row. 20 points the margin at the moment. as Harry Grant weaving, goes to Hughes. Big show of the ball. Meany, good tackle. Needed to be made there by Smith. Last play, Melbourne. Hughes, another kick. They're in the firing line again. The catch is taken. And penalty to Melbourne.
10 metres out.
The poor old Roosters can't take a trick at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was. Cameron Munster was the player that got close.
Escort, mate.
So escort, it'd be Smith, would it? Or Radley, take your pick.
Challenge is over, mate.
And the sad thing is, Swalihi had that covered. Gee, there's...
When you're ready.
they suddenly can't get their hands on the ball. There's... Lindsay Collins has returned to the field, hasn't had a run yet. Jared Maria-Hargreaves has had one run of the football. Joseph Swalihi's had one run in the second half. Joey Manu's only had 4. So it's all defence at the moment. And sadly, it's not great defence. Almost through again. King. Now Grant. Crash play. Liero. Held by Maria-Hargreaves. Manu. Harry Grant. To King. To Hughes. He's been really good second half. Asifa Solomona. Smith. Just held by Nat Butcher. Grant has another peek again. Turns the pass. Hughes with it. Kamikamitha. Munster. Meany. Olam. Hard charging. Smith hangs on with Swalihi. Last tackle. The kick. No Hughes. Maybe offside. Was Hughes off Grant?
Well, Jared was offside.
Oh, they get another penalty.
Yeah, Jared was offside. It came off a Rooster. Oh, no.
Because his kick chase is onside, mate. Yeah.
So what happened there?
Well, I don't know. I thought it came off a Rooster in front and landed in Jared's hands, who was in front of the
Rome
Rooster.
Hughes offside is the first offence.
Right, okay.
He's in front of the kicker when the contact is made. So see where Hughes is. So he's in front.
Okay.
And he's in front when the ball is touched by a Rooster. It was quick change of mind, though. It'd have to be voice from somewhere. Voices in
He
there.
got a whisper.
Oi, oi, Grant. Something like those lines. Or maybe there's a code. Cooey. Something like that to change your decision. Have to find out what that code is. Roosters with the ball. Keeps them in the contest. 11 to go, but it's a long way back. Keary... It's almost have to score this set stuff. And now Brandon Smith on a run. No joy against his former club tonight. He'll get a set restart there. That's about as good as it gets. Manu, Smith, on for Radley. Radley with Swalihi to take them on. He's probably got the better of Olam tonight. He beat him again there. 5 away. Roosters, for a glimmer of hope, have to score. Smith and Brown, ball has hit the deck and play on the call.
Well, they just weren't on. They weren't in position. Everything worked nicely on the inside, and then the last pass found fresh air because the rest of the Roosters side were 2 metres, 3 metres away from where they should have been. That's only their 5th set with the ball this half. 5th set.
Yes, no wonder there's those with very moderate contributions with ball in hand in this second half. As I mentioned, Lindsay Collins came back. Lindsay Collins is going to play a good portion of the second half without making a run. He still hasn't had a run since he came back on. And ball chased back by Ponga. Takes a couple of turns on him. He picks it up. But look at the chases. There are 10 chases for Melbourne there. 10 of them in one line across the field and leading by 20. So now Manu caught. Hasn't been able to break open this Melbourne defence. Incredibly, the line break count, by the way, is still 6-4 to the Roosters. But they trail by 20. And that try from Tupou feels an awful long time ago. Keary away. Billy Smith, left touchline, got a pass away. Knocked down. Meany picks it up. Play on for Melbourne. Keary complaining he was tackled without the ball. Melbourne keep it alive. Olam now back to the 40.
Yeah, hard to tell whether, you know, you'd have to watch that in slow motion. Keary out there to Billy Smith, realised he was going out, threw it back in.
Simultaneous, very hard to ref, you know,
just
split second.
Yep.
Ref's got to make a call on the run, can't stop play and review it. Can't burn a ref for that. Now Smith with the ball, caught by Smith. It's about the 20th time tonight. It's been Smith on Smith. Now Hughes asked for Solomona. Again, the bumper came up. Play at 30 metres away from the line. Gee, it could get really ugly if it's not ugly enough at 24-4 if Melbourne score again. Liero, not quite precise. Olam wasn't able to grab it. And Melbourne still have possession. 4 tackles down. Storm just steady it up. Welsh with it. And Collins there with Swali'i and Waria Hargreaves. Last tackle play. Munster is the kicker. No, they're going to run it. Right across. Melbourne play on. Now a ricochet. Tackle count restarts. The Roosters, they dead set. We'll have to look up Google to find out what the rugby league ball actually is. I mean, they just can't get possession here. Ball right across the line. Smith on Smith. The 21st time tonight. Billy tackles Remus. Now Hughes for Grant, for King in front of the posts. A nice night to get the 6th try of his career. Munster's calling the shots left, Hughes is right. Threats both sides. Grant goes right. Kamikamitha, good low tackle. Butcher's been a shining light in defence tonight on most occasions. King with the ball, does a bit of dancing. Melbourne not quite in sync in this set. Last tackle play, away goes Harry, gets it to Cameron, kick for the corner, here he goes! 2 hat-tricks! Xavier Coates does the hammer! Hat-trick earlier this year, round 6, hat-trick round 20, he's gone 6 on his own against the Roosters.
I thought the Roosters did a great job to hold the Melbourne Storm out for that amount of tackles, a set restart, a 6 again call, and then Cameron Munster, when it was all over, just threw one up. As the ball went up in the air, you knew that Xavier Coates was going to win the fight for it. Perfectly positioned kick, Xavier Coates on the run. Junior Ponga, I feel sorry for Junior Ponga. What else could he do? Couldn't do much. Standing his ground. Xavier Coates was 5 foot over the top of him with arms outstretched. Pretty good.
Okay, now we've got a bit of Fox Sports Lab trivia, Brandy. 69 years since a player has scored back-to-back hat-tricks in the same season against the Roosters. You have 10 seconds to come up with a name. 1954.
Oh.
Who was it that got hat-tricks in both games same season?
No. 54 was too early.
For $1 million.
Is there a time limit on it?
for $1 billion cash.
Come on, who? Tell me.
It was Ray Preston for Newtown.
Oh, of course
1954.
It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Ray Preston. I hope Ray Preston's family are watching tonight. He gets a mention on the Fox League commentary, but Coates, what about that, eh? 2 hat-tricks, the flying Xavier Coates. And for the Roosters, this is grim. This is very grim. It is now 30 points to 4. The Roosters are bottom 4, and Xavier Coates hat-trick, Brandy.
Yeah, and of course he scored the first one, Vossi, in the 12th minute, and it was an intercept. We ran 90 metres. Great long-range speed to stay ahead of the Roosters' chase. Cameron Munster kicked for his second try. A little bit of luck there, the ball ricocheting off his body, but he was there to pounce on it. And then, only moments ago, again, Cameron Munster dropping it on the spot, and Xavier Coates climbing all over the top of Junior Ponga for his 3rd.
Yeah. Hammer'll sue. That's his stick. Roosters have got the ball back from the kickoff, and a chance. Radley. Almost through the tackle of Hughes, but 30 points to 4. They are in that consolation try stage. Smith across, Swali'i with the ball. So we saw Cameron Munster come from the field. We saw Harry Grant. They put the cue in the rack. Wishart gets his chance now. Brown on to Butcher. That's Egan. That's for Solomona. Had a fair rip at the ball there. Roosters 5 away. Bellamy will want the clean sheet second half. Wishart driving defence. 4 tackles down Roosters. Brown got up slowly. Keary with the ball. Then Manu fired across. Tupou tackled by Warbrick. Last play. Roosters for Keary. He'll look for Swali. He doesn't get the depth on the kick. Joseph knocks it back. Radley flick. Dropped, maybe kicked. I don't know. Ponga. No idea.
Roosters ball.
Oh, they're going to get out of it. So he lost it, but in losing it, put a kick in.
Keary kicks under pressure, went sideways. Swali'i takes it. Yep,
He got the kick
little
in.
dab,
Yeah,
little
fair
dab.
enough.
Yep.
Captain's challenge from Melbourne.
And Eisenhuth put it over the sideline.
Oh, they're going to challenge.
Well, gee, if they're going to challenge it, it was played at. I think Eisenhuth kicks it well and truly into the fence. Sunday ticket tomorrow while this captain's challenge unfolds. Brandy, lock in your tips. Warriors Cronulla is arguably match of the round stuff.
Yeah, great clash. I've locked in the Warriors.
Exclusive to Fox League. That is the 2 o'clock game. Our coverage starts from 1:30.
Seeing now whether Melbourne play at the ball.
Yes, we'll let this play out. Yes, yes. Second game, Dolphins Penrith. Wayne Bennett's Dolphins back on the winners list last week. Origin Stars not backing up for Penrith.
Yeah, tough afternoon, Panthers.
You
Looking
always
at the
did
high
Panthers.
contact though from Tom Eisenhuth.
Oh, looking at. There we go.
Do you think this was on purpose,
Right arm
intentional?
of Tom Eisenhuth makes contact with the head of Junior Porgo. It'll be a penalty against Melbourne.
Hey,
Well, there you go.
that's what we ended up with.
Yeah.
Challenge is unsuccessful.
And the last of your tips,
Yes.
Parramatta Gold Coast, exclusive to Fox League tomorrow night at Combank.
Do we know if the Eels players are all backing up? Mitch Moses, Reg, Regan,
chance,
Campbell, Gillard.
big chance.
I'm going to take Parramatta Vossi.
High scoring is what I'm feeling. Eels and Titans, well worth watching all three. Tomorrow, give yourself, it's been a tough week. Give yourself all three. Give yourself a Super Sunday on Fox League tomorrow. We'll make it entertaining. And Sunday night with Matty John show tomorrow night as well. Roosters attacking Smith. Keary across. Tupou is going to equal Minicello. It's a lone highlight on the night for the Roosters. Daniel Tupou equals the great Anthony Minicello's club try-scoring record.
Yep.
139.
Fantastic stuff, Luke Keary again, just creating some space for the outside players. And it was Billy Smith who just pushed it out there to Daniel Tupou. Barely got a touch on it. Just kept the ball on its way. But Keary's speed, which it has done on a number of occasions tonight, has troubled the Melbourne Storm defence in and around the ruck. Just gets on the outside of Asafa Solomona. Gets it out the back. Oh, it's Joey Manu just makes the touch. Beautiful hands there from Manu. Just flicking it out to Daniel Tupou, who scored both Roosters tries tonight and squares up with Anthony Minicello.
Well, there it is for Daniel Tupou in his 235th game. Swalihi now gets one over, his first success of the night. The Roosters make it to double figures, 30 points to 10. In the history of this foundation club, Tupou now alongside Minicello as their greatest ever try scorer. Well done, Daniel. A Bulldogs junior, Bulldogs fan, you know. As a young fella, and didn't make any of their junior rep teams. A couple of years at the Eels NYC. You forget about that.
What a great career he's
2010,
had.
2011. He was Parramatta Eel. Do you remember that? Playing under 20s?
Great career. No, I don't.
Scored a hat-trick in his second NRL game v the Tigers, round 25, 2012. 11 years ago. By the way, Lindsay Collins has come from the field. That is quite incredible. Collins did not make a run. He came back on and did nothing but defend and never got to have a run of the football, a front rower. In a stint of, what, 20-odd minutes. Doesn't get a run. Tough second half for the Roosters. Jared Roy-Hargreaves, by the way, he had a couple.
11 more completed sets for the Melbourne Storm this half. 11 more than what the Roosters have had. Completed sets. That's a huge difference in possession.
Now Keary going Tupou's way again. Smith. And caught on halfway. 90 seconds to go. Roosters have had their 3 buys, by the way, for the season. And next week we'll run into the Gold Coast Titans, the 3 o'clock game next Saturday. Ponga on the run. Melbourne next week have a match in Newcastle. McDonald Jones as now Smith offloaded. It's called forward to Wong.
Handover.
And probably Wong's pass to Butcher was forward as well. So a handover here. Melbourne will get the last possession of the night. 1 minute to go.
I know it's late in the game, but that's nice play from Sand and Smith. Just held up the defence, accelerated through the gap there. Just couldn't get the pass directed backwards.
And now a penalty again. No, Roosters will get the last chance of the ball.
Mate, he can't continue to defend because you're pulling.
There you go. It's all happening there. So Roosters one last play. Well, it'd be something if Tupou scored in the last seconds and break the record tonight. Still a mark that needs to be celebrated. Brown, they're coming across Tupou's way. Here's Keary on to Manu. Manu not able to get away from Jerome Hughes. Ooh, he didn't get his foot to the ball. Now Keary on to Brown, up near the post. They will get the last try, and Wong has his first. So on a night where Tupou goes to 139 tries, Wong goes to 1. Gets his first. It's a big moment for the young back rower. And the Roosters finish with back-to-back tries.
Yeah, they grab a couple in the last 2 minutes of play, and Josh Wong, who was, well, he was great for Fiji in the World Cup, Vossi.
Well, he looked
only
like
one first-grade game.
Yeah, he looked like he could handle it.
And I can't remember who put the shot on him, but he ran out tonight and got a shot put on him that stopped him in his tracks by Nelson. So 2 big hits to start his first-grade career, but has grabbed a try at the death here tonight at the SCG.
Yes. It's some consolation, scoring the last 2 tries, converting both of them. So they've saved, well, I guess you could say some embarrassment on the scoreboard, but it's another defeat for the Roosters. And while it's a little glum, Craig, your team is still top 4. Trent Robinson has a load more problems than you have to deal with. Full time, Melbourne Storm 30, Sydney Roosters 16.